What's up, Pantheon pals? Today we're talking about why exactly our boy Caspian has been gang-stalked his whole life, something I had theories about in the past, but that I couldn't quite find the specific motive for, until this week's episode explained it all. Pantheon is a niche and not very well-known show, but if you guys like it, please like and share this video so we can help its audience grow, as I'd really like to see more Pantheon and shows like it. Now, Pantheon deals largely with the idea of uploaded intelligence, wherein you can upload a human brain into a digital server and replicate the human life so they can continue to exist, in a way, digitally. This could hypothetically be done to humans while alive, letting them interact with a digital clone of themselves that started to diverge at the age of the brain scan. However, at this time in the show, it can only be done by taking apart an existing living human brain, recreating it digitally as they look at every little piece of it to examine how the brain fires off. Until relatively recently, in the world of the show, this process wasn't even possible at all, making it something that its pioneers wouldn't be able to use. Pioneers such as Stephen Holstrom, an in-world mix of Bill Gates and Steve Jobs. He would die long before the technology could replicate his brain scan. Even after brain scan technology became possible, it would be too late to digitize the dead man's brain, but the idea of a Stephen Holstrom-like digital mind working to make uploaded intelligence technology even better was something Logarithm found very alluring. This leads into this week's episode, so spoiler alert if you haven't seen it yet and still wish to. Now, up until now, Caspian has been living the life of your typical edgelord teenage hacker, complete with parents who hate each other and fight a lot. In each episode, we received a bigger revelation about this kid's life, from his parents faking their fights, to his girlfriend being a paid actress, to Logarithm itself being behind it all. Until now, I had theorized that Caspian was having his life recreated in order to have a particular outcome. I thought it was possible that he was an uploaded intelligence being put back into a body, but instead he is an actual clone of Stephen Holstrom himself, with Logarithm recreating his life in the modern age to try and stimulate his brain in the same way and get him to take an interest in the growing field of uploaded intelligence. They couldn't recreate his childhood precisely, nor did they feel like they really needed to. Caspian lived a modern life with access to information and technology that Stephen Holstrom himself had created. As long as they kept the basic timeline for his emotional development with his toxic parents, any advanced information on uploaded intelligence was seen as just speeding up his process. The idea that Caspian was a clone of Stephen Holstrom is super obvious in hindsight, and I'm surprised that was the one piece of the weird puzzle that I couldn't figure out. The bigger question this raises, however, is whether or not Caspian is the only one like him out there. The idea that he is a clone is already very wild, but considering how new this concept is, it makes sense that the company with these kinds of resources would have multiple Caspians all over the country, each with their own name and parents, all being developed in their own way so that if one of them goes wrong, the others may succeed. Caspian, as the focus clone in this series, would likely be the oldest or the most important, and I wouldn't even be surprised to find out that if there were other clones, they were terminated long ago. They talk about terminating him with such casuality that even his dad is worried Logarithms would kill Caspian without much worry, so I think it is possible there are other hacker teens out there like Caspian with similar development. This would play in well to the general themes of the show, which deals with whether or not a digital recreation of a person is that person, or has the same value of that person. Caspian would be a sort of inverse of the situation, being a human recreated, but being a unique individual overall, even with the forced development from years of his parents pretending to fight each other like Stevens did. He would likely feel oddly at home with uploaded intelligences, while still being as distinctly different from them as he is from non-cloned humans. In future episodes or seasons, we could meet Caspians who are just like him because of a similar development, or completely different because of whatever differences they may have developed along the way, and could hint at a future where uploaded intelligences are finally living side by side with the humans they are made from. After all, the end goal wasn't necessarily to clone humans into a digital place, but to use that digital version of themselves as a sort of avatar through which they could explore a heavenly ideal world in digital form. At some point, the technology will perhaps make it so they can meet their digital selves without dying to create them. Even weirder, we've seen uploaded intelligences clone themselves and go off elsewhere in the digital world. They could each develop clones of themselves just as free as themselves, and even with certain limitations in place, quickly storing them in different places and having them all believe themselves to be the real, original person, but developing differently than the others based off of their different experiences in the digital life. I really love where all this is going and how they tied this into various myths around the world of humans turning against their creators and what they were really created for. But what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. If you want to watch Pantheon, it is available on AMC Plus, where I watch it directly, though you can also get it through your Amazon Prime Video service. For those just curious, the first episode is available here on YouTube. Just click the video up here to watch it, or click the video down below to watch my last video about Pantheon. See you guys next time.